God's children are not for sale. Sound of Freedom is a true story about Tim Ballard, a former government agent turned vigilante who embarks on a dangerous mission to rescue hundreds of children from child sex traffickers. The movie stars Jim Caviezel from The Count of Monte Cristo and The Passion of the Christ, Bill Camp from Queen's Gambit and Joker, and Mira Sorvino, Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, and is co-written and directed by Alejandro Monteverde from Little Boy and Bella. The cast is mainly comprised of character actors that look seemingly familiar but don't exactly stand out in any particular way. But this movie isn't about the stars or the glitz and glamour of being a hero. It's about the horrific reality that plagues this world: child sex trafficking and pedophilia. The film starts off at the home of a father and two children as they get a knock on the door from a curious yet beautiful female stranger. This stranger says that the kids look great and could potentially get a career in the entertainment industry. Selling the sizzle and the dream of being rich and famous, she coaxes the father to bring his two kids, one boy and one girl, to go into another town for a professional photo shoot. When the father drops off the children, he's told he's not allowed to go in with his kids, which should have been an extremely massive red flag, but is assured that he can pick them back up by 7 p.m. sharp. 7 p.m. rolls around, the father comes to pick up his kids, and lo and behold, they are nowhere to be found. This sets the tone and the stage for the rest of the film. A father being duped into letting his kids go into hands that he doesn't know is something that many of us could have said, how on earth could he have been tricked like that? Yet simultaneously, we see that as easily being able to happen, and this is just one example of how it actually does. In walks our hero, Tim Ballard, played by charismatically stoic Jim Caviezel, in the middle of a sting operation to capture the pedophile. At this point in his career, Tim's job isn't to rescue the children, it's to capture the monsters that prey on them. They capture the predator, and he feels proud of it. But a conversation with a coworker questions his reality that even though he has captured many child predators, he's never in fact rescued any children. This sets Tim's character off on a mission to actually find and discover underground child sex trafficking organizations with the sole purpose to rescue as many children as possible. When hearing about Sound of Freedom being a Christian movie, I was half expecting it to be an overly preachy and, for lack of a better word, cheesy movie that plays out like a soap opera than an actual movie. This is my wariness of some of these films, and even as a Catholic/Christian man myself, I'm a bit jaded when it comes to some faith-based movies. Even if a movie has a powerful message of faith, family, growth, understanding, etc., it can get lost in poor acting or an overly preachy storyline. I'm happy to say this movie is none of those things. This movie is first and foremost a suspense thriller. This is a film with real heroes, real villains, and real high stakes involved. Who doesn't love a good undercover sting operation film? This movie blends the tropes of film noir, a suspense thriller, a spy thriller, with elements of horror, and even humor. This movie reminded me of a real-life Mission Impossible, except in Mission Impossible, we know it's fiction and it's going to be over the top, so we suspend our disbelief quite a bit in order to have fun with an enjoyable movie. With this film, it's a gripping edge-of-your-seat masterclass in suspense, as we know the stakes are about as real gets. Tim Ballard goes undercover as one of the monsters he's hunting, and all the time I'm saying to myself, oh my gosh, please don't get caught, please don't get caught. I love movies when the person playing the undercover agent is in the belly of the beast and is going along with all these bad guys that he has to take down. So much can go wrong so quickly, and if any little thing goes wrong, not only does the whole mission go up in smoke, the children don't get rescued and are doomed to continue their lives as sex slaves. A highlight of the movie is Vampiro, played by Bill Camp, a cigar-smoking, flamingo shirt-wearing. No joke, I have that same exact flamingo shirt he wore in the movie. Panama hat-wearing, whiskey-drinking guy who adds a bit of levity to a serious film that needs a little bit of lightening up at times. Yet he also adds quite a bit of gravitas. This is a guy who, as an audience member, I'm thinking, oh, this is a guy who's been there, done that, got the t-shirt probably 50 times. His character is someone who lived in the belly of the beast, doing some of the most heinous things known to man, went to jail for it, came out, went back to his old life, but eventually turned over a new leaf and is now on the side of the good guys. When God tells you what to do, you cannot hesitate. He says while telling Tim the story of his life and how he let go of his bad side and followed what he believes God wanted him to do. When Vampiro asks Tim why he's doing this, Tim says, because God's children are not for sale. That's probably the most memorable and epic movie quote of any film in the history of movies, just in my humble opinion. As serious and quite frankly depressing as the subject matter is, this film has an overall message of hope. No matter how deep and dark situations may be, there are people out there that are willing to risk their lives for the greater good. Now, what can we do to help? I hardly think any of us are going to go into the deep, dark pedophile jungles anytime soon, but I think it just starts with spreading awareness. And with the more people aware of this, the more we all can keep our eyes peeled for victims of these heinous crimes. This is a film that I will remember for the rest of my life. I haven't had an experience quite like this in the theater, and I'm eager to see it again. It's very rare for a film like this to make such a physical and emotional impact on me. Judging by the box office numbers, I'm not alone in this. Being against pedophiles and child sex trafficking is something all of us can get behind. And whether we are rich or poor, Republican or Democrat, Kings fan or Lakers fan, we can all do our part to help bring awareness and hopefully one day to end the horrors that is child sex trafficking. Right now, Angel Studios, the studio behind the film, is giving away free tickets. Get yours at angel.com/freedom. This is the best film I've seen in my entire life. I highly recommend seeing it in the theater as soon as humanly possible. This movie has it all. It has suspense, it has thrills, it has chills, it has laughter in there too. And you know that the stakes are so high. He goes into the depths, into the belly of the beast, and is undercover with some of the worst people as humanly possible. But these guys are rich. They can do what they want. They have bodyguards. They have guns. And Jim Caviezel's character, Tim, is right there as if he is one of those monster pedophiles. You know, as I was saying before, I'm like, okay, I really hope it's not some kind of really schmaltzy, overly preachy film. And I was pleasantly relieved that it was not. It was first and foremost a spy thriller, suspense thriller with high stakes, high consequences, high risk. And I was like at the edge of my seat the whole time. I'm just like watching it at the theater like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. The way they do it too, they're not trying so hard to tell you this is wrong, you know. It's like, it's pretty obvious this is wrong. There's a way of going about it that they just told the story. They just focus on what really happened. And what's crazy about this is that it is a true story. I highly recommend watching interviews with this guy. This guy is a hero. He's an American hero. He's a world hero. This man put his life on the line, even when the government said, hey, get out of here. We can't hire you anymore. And he went rogue. He basically goes rogue and continues on with the mission in order to save these kids. Yeah, if you look up the true story prior to watching the film, you know what happens. But when you watch how it plays out, it is so spellbinding. It is absolutely spellbinding. It is gripping. I'm at the edge of my seat. My heart is pounding. Honestly, I cried a few times during this movie. It's something where you see the innocence of these children. And I see my cousins, I see my friends' kids, I see my cousins' kids in this. You know, I see people that I know in the eyes of these kids. And even one of the kids looks like one of my cousin's kids. And you just can't help but feel for these poor children that get put into these situations and get deceived by horrible people and get put into these horrible situations. And it's just like, oh man, what can we do? This Tim Ballard guy, he doesn't see it as another option. He does what he does best and goes in there. And I don't know how that works and if he's continuing to do it with this movie. Apparently this movie was done 5 years ago, and it took them 5 years to get it into theaters, which is insane to think about. But I'm so glad that they fought that uphill battle and did it, because if you look at it now, the success it is having, it beat out Indiana Jones on 4th of July. It's beating out Mission Impossible. This weekend we've got Sound of Freedom, Barbie, and Oppenheimer, which I believe Barbie's going to be number 1, Oppenheimer number 2, Sound of Freedom will be number 3. Sound of Freedom actually might be number 2, actually, because I saw it in a packed theater, and it's been over 2 weeks since it's been out. So this movie is going to have longevity in the box office. Barbie is going to peter out next weekend. Oppenheimer is going to peter out next weekend, but Sound of Freedom is going to be consistent and a story that any of us can get behind. And what I really love about this movie is whether you're Republican or Democrat, left-wing, right-wing, young or old, I think we can all agree that these innocent children do not deserve to be subjected to these heinous crimes and these heinous people. These are the worst people on the planet. These are absolute horrible people. We have to do our part to protect our kids and save our kids. This isn't up for a debate. I mean, anyone that is against that needs a checkup from the neck up. People have said, oh, it's getting this a lot of flack. Actually, if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes critic reading, it's 74% positive. I don't know who these 26% people that are going to say, oh, no, forget this. Forget about saving children, you know? Anyway, it's not about them. It's not about that. It's about the main cause, but which, by the way, 100% out of 10,000 plus, not 99.9, not 99.8%, 100% of the audience love this movie. 100% out of 10,000 reviews love this movie. This is a movie that's made for audiences. This is a movie made for people. This is a movie made for bringing awareness to a horrible, heinous crime in the world. Apparently, sex slavery is more prominent now more than ever, which is mind-boggling because we've got security cameras, police, we've got all these things, and you think with this technology, it would be less than anything, but it's way more than it ever was, even when it was legal. It sounds like such a huge undertaking, and it is, but every step of the way, little by little, I think we can all make a difference, and the best way we could do it is help spread awareness first and foremost. So I recommend going to angel.com/freedom. You can buy your tickets there, you can gift tickets, and you can also claim free tickets. So if you can afford to buy a ticket, please buy a ticket, support the film. If you can't afford it, you can claim free tickets. If you're really generous, you can also gift tickets so people can claim more free tickets. But I was talking to my friend Eric, aka 8-Bit Eric. He lives in Texas. He was saying that everywhere it's sold out and you couldn't get a ticket. So that's a great sign. I think people and audiences are really, really grasping on to this movie. And it's made over $100 million in the box office, which is amazing and awesome. And something like this movie needs to make even more money so they can make more movies that help the world. I'm excited. I'm excited for movies like this that spread the truth. And this is literally good versus evil, right versus wrong. This is a movie that I will remember for the rest of my life. I give this movie 11 out of 10. I've never given a movie as high of a rating as this movie. I believe this is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I've seen thousands of movies, and this is certainly the most important movie I've ever seen in my entire life. So I highly recommend seeing it, going to it, and watching it. What did you think of Sound of Freedom? Let me know in the comments below, and we could talk about it more. Thank you guys for watching this. My name's Tremaine Hayhoe. I'm a filmmaker here at Hayhoe Studios. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for more movie reviews and original films coming your way. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.